Hey guys, I'm Allison. I'm the Pampered Wife. If you're new to my videos, I review non-toxic, clean beauty stuff from hair care, skin care, makeup, and today I'm gonna do deodorant. I have been wearing a lot of deodorant the past week and a half or so, staying home with the coronavirus. I have to admit, I have not been the best about getting up on a schedule and showering each day. I've sort of become a sloth. I've been using a lot of deodorant because I can smell myself some of the time, so things are really bad. Also, if you've been stinky at home like me, then maybe you will find this interesting. I'm gonna go over, sorry, my little spin chair here. I'm gonna go over each deodorant and talk about them, kind of the ingredients and a little bit about them, and then at the end I'll do the order of my favorites and why. All of the deodorants I'm gonna review today are cruelty-free and aluminum-free. So the first one I'm gonna do or talk about is Schmidts natural deodorant. I have actually a couple different scents. They come in a lot of scents. There they are. So I actually prefer the Lang Lang, if that's how you say it, and Calendula over the Rose and Vanilla. This one happens to also be vegan and gluten-free, Leaping Bunny certified. What drew me to this one was it's available at King Soopers or Kroger. King Soopers here in Colorado, which is Kroger elsewhere in the country, I believe. It's also, I think, at Target and probably a bunch of other places. So I love that this is readily available. Not super expensive. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. So in past videos, I've always put the name of what I'm reviewing with the price underneath it on the screen here that you're watching. And I didn't do that in my very last video, and I'm not gonna do it this video, but I'm glad to do it if it is helpful to you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I always list all the items I've reviewed with a link and the price as well. The links are not affiliate links for me at all for any item I ever review. That's just to be helpful for you. So anyway, back to the deodorant. So I'm gonna talk about the main ingredients with it. The first one being arrowroot, the second one baking soda, and the third one coconut oil. So these all three have to do with fighting wetness. Well, the arrowroot and baking soda, also odor absorption, and then the coconut oil also is antibacterial and helps with the texture. Scent-wise, this one at least lists for the ylang ylang and calendula, lists all of the ingredients, including where the fragrance comes from, and it's pretty much essential oils. The rose one, says natural fragrance. No artificial fragrance is listed on all of them. No propylene glycol. So they're good and safe and clean deodorants. The texture, I'll show you what it looks like. Yes, I know they've been used, but I think it's important to see. So the thing that I don't like about this one is you have to, it's hard at first. You have to kind of scrape it to get it on, and then it really melts nicely into your skin, but at first it's kind of hard. It works really well. The only thing about it is the baking soda, and after I use the Schmidts deodorant, no matter any scent, and I've had the charcoal one as well, and I think one other scent, I start getting a rash under my arms, and I believe that's just from the baking soda. So that's a drawback. The next one I'm gonna review is Speak deodorant cream. And this one I got in a Pettivore box recently. This one is also all natural. This one is also vegan. And I'm gonna show you what this one looks like. It comes in this little tin. The nice thing about this packaging is it is pretty much waste-free. It's an aluminum container. You can recycle it. You do have to dip your finger in it. What I do is take the back of my nail, scrape some out, and then put it under my arm and rub it in. The first ingredients of these are arrowroot powder, similar to the Schmidts, coconut oil, also like the Schmidts, and then it has some other things like, sorry, I have some notes down here that I'm looking at, kaolin clay, which will, help with the absorption of moisture on your arms, and this one is completely baking soda free. So it says that this one is scented. I do get a hint of lavender. When I put this on, it does not smell nice. Just coming right out and putting it on. I don't know if that's what that exactly is in it, or if just the scent is less overwhelming, but I do not like the way it smells. I really don't mind digging in with my thumb and putting it on. That's not a problem, but it does have these chunks in it. I don't know. Yeah, I think you can see them. And I think that's just the coconut oil, maybe until it softens and melts down. I'm really not sure, but I'm not a big fan of that either because you can feel the chunks on your arm when you put it on. And this works okay. It works for a couple hours and then it really pretty much stops. But I do like the packaging and that it is plastic free. The next one I'm going to talk about is Ursa Major, and this is 100% naturally derived. Quick comment about my nails. Just I've been nervous and I've pretty much cut them all way down, and then I just polished some silver so I have a little black on my nails and under my nails. That's what that is. But back to the deodorant. I'll show you what this one looks like. It's really minty. This one is with mint and eucalyptus, and it definitely is like a super fresh scent. It's in a plastic packaging, and I'll put this top back on. So the first ingredient in this one is water. The second one is propanediol, if I'm saying that right. That's basically a naturally derived propylene glycol, which is a product that helps your skin absorb the product into the skin. The next one is sodium stearate, which is a surfactant, kind of helps with the texture. And then we have baking soda and kaolin clay and silica and hops. So there's a lot in there to help absorb wetness and fight odor. Not sure how I feel about the second ingredient being the propanediol. It's not really known how safe that is. Just because it's naturally derived doesn't mean that it's safe. I had not realized that about this product until I started doing the research for this video. So that's interesting. And it does work well. My only issue with this one is the packaging. And I don't know if it's just the one I got or they're all like this, but the edge right here is, it's not rounded. So it's a flat edge. And when I put the deodorant on, even if I push the deodorant up pretty high, the edge sticks out so much further, than the deodorant, that the edges scrape my skin and hurts, especially if I've just shaved. It can kind of scrape me raw just putting on the deodorant. So that's a drawback to this, but otherwise it works really well and I really like it, except now I'm a little concerned about the ingredient. And I find it interesting also that the first ingredient is water, although on some of them it says the first ingredient is aloe. I don't know if they've changed that up between the different scents or if that's a change in formula over time, but online it said one thing, on my package it says another. So I really don't know. Aloe obviously would be to soothe the skin. And the next one I've got here is this. This is a sample size that I bought because I love to have these for travel. This is Native and Native deodorant. Again, I got this. I don't remember if it was at a natural food store or if it was just the plain old grocery store, but I have seen it around. And I've heard some mixed things about Native in the sense of their fragrance. This particular one, I've looked, it lists every ingredient and doesn't say perfume or fragrance anywhere. It lists how it gets the fragrance. This is the cucumber and mint. I love this fragrance, love it. Like, I would love it as a lotion. I would love it as a perfume, as a candle. I love it, but I love cucumber. So if you like cucumber, you'll love this. So the first ingredient from this one is oil from coconut. And the second ingredient is tapioca starch, which keeps you feeling dry. It also does have baking soda, again, aluminum free. And like I said, the scent, at least in this particular scent, is all natural. I've heard, couldn't verify it looking online, and I didn't have any other Native deodorants to look at, that maybe some of the scents aren't natural. So keep in mind that there may be some fragrance in other ones, but this one doesn't. I love this one. It goes on nicely. This is just a little push up. It goes on really nicely, smoothly, is comfortable, and I've been pleased with how it wears. So I will move on to the next here we have Pampered Wife. Now this is a charcoal, let's see, activated charcoal deodorant, natural, aluminum free. Again, all of these are aluminum free. Essential oil scent, and it says it's for sensitive skin. It's pH balanced, and just notes that online. I don't know if they all are, but that's nice to know. So that would be good for sensitive skin. It's not gonna make you too acidic or too alkaline. And this one's also vegan if that's important to you. The first ingredient is coconut oil, and the second ingredient is tapioca starch. So in that, these two, the native and the Pampered Wife, are very similar. This one also has baking soda. And the difference between, say, this one and this one is then that this also has the activated charcoal, which is supposed to really neutralize odor. So this is another great one. Let me show you what this looks like. It is dark from the charcoal. It is really soft. You see it all around the edges because it gets all in the top. So that's one of the drawbacks of this one is I haven't figured out yet. I think it does color my clothes. Like if I have a white shirt on, I get gray here. So that is one concern. The other thing, like I said, is just it's super soft, especially if it gets warm. It doesn't exactly melt, but it's just really soft and messy. And I do like this packaging better than, say, the Ursa Major. As you can see on this one, it would seem to be the similar plastic packaging, but the edges of the plastic are much narrower and maybe even rounded. I don't know, but this I have no problem with. It does not scrape my skin like the Ursa Major one. This one's super comfortable. It's not terribly scented. I don't really know what the scent is. Oh, rosemary. It has some lavender, rosemary, thyme. So yeah, this is nice. And I really like this one as well. Works pretty well. So I reach for this one a lot. And the next one that I'm going to talk about is Kopari. This is their coconut oil deodorant. This one is scented. They've recently come out, well, I don't know how recent, but they have come out with a fragrance-free version. But I'm not talking about that one. This one does have fragrance. It also has the plastic container with the twist top. Again, I don't have the problem like I have with the Ursa Major. It's very comfortable to put on. The first ingredient in this one is propylene glycol, which in the clean beauty world is a big no-no. I was shocked because I really thought Kopari was a clean brand. The next ingredient is propanediol, that natural version of propylene glycol. And the third ingredient is water. The fourth ingredient is sodium stearate, so that just helps with the texture. And if I'm reading that right, this is what I wrote. The fifth ingredient is fragrance. So we haven't gotten to anything that absorbs moisture or deodorizes. Well, I guess until we get to the fragrance, which is the fifth ingredient. This does have coconut oil. That would be the main thing that is antibacterial. The texture of this is beautiful. I mean, it glides on so smoothly. It almost feels like an oil. Like it goes immediately from solid to just a comfortable oil. It does feel a little wet when you put it on, but it's not uncomfortable or sticky, and it's just beautiful. The scent is so good. This is like a perfume, not like the native that I love, that I would love a candle of. This is more like a traditional perfume, but really light and inoffensive. Most perfume gives me a headache. I love this scent. It's beautiful. It's elegant. The packaging is really nice. I thought it was aluminum, but I don't think it is. But somehow their packaging is more elegant than the other ones I talked about. The scent is really elegant and the texture is really elegant, but the ingredients are not so good. And frankly, this does the least for me. It does not keep me dry at all, actually. So this is just a deodorant. There's no sweat or moisture. There's no sweat fighting ingredients, and there's no moisture absorption with it. This one also burns the most when I put it on after I've shaved. So what I like, actually, I have two more that I'm going to talk about real quick. We have Tom's of Maine. Now this was the men's version. It's a deodorant, again, aluminum free. This is no artificial fragrance and no artificial preservatives either. So this one, The scent's nice. This is what it looks like. It's really smooth and comfortable going on. Again, the one I would say it's closest to is the Kopari. Including ingredient-wise, the first ingredient is propylene glycol, second ingredient water, third ingredient sodium stearate, and then it starts to differ in that the next ingredient is aloe. Otherwise, this and Kopari are almost identical, except this one isn't coconut oil based and the fragrance is natural. So this is actually better, or a better, safer, cleaner brand than the Kopari because of the fragrance in this one. But neither of these are great and I wouldn't recommend either of them. The very last one I was going to talk about is this natural crystal. Have you guys used these? It's basically a rock crystal. You add a little bit of water and you rub it under your underarm. Yeah, nothing. It does nothing. I don't think it does anything. They're not scented. They're supposed to somehow deodorize, and I don't know how it's supposed to work, but it doesn't do anything. I can tell you I've traveled with it before. Not this one. I traveled with another one before. TSA took it from me. They didn't believe, even when I showed them and they felt it, that it wasn't a liquid. It lit up in the screen, I guess, as something explosive, and they took it from me, which was just as well because it does nothing. So I have nothing to report about this one. There's one ingredient, natural mineral salts or potassium alum, and that's it. All right, so now to talk about my favorites and why. You could probably figure it out from some of the things that I've already said. The one that works the best when I'm going to work out and I want one that's gonna keep me from really getting stinking and sweaty would be the Schmidts. The Schmidts is my favorite for protection because it really works the best. And I'm sure it's the baking soda in it. But like I said, I break out in a rash from it if I use it every day for like 2 weeks. And so I use it sporadically and try not to reach for it very often. My next favorite is Native, and it works almost as well as the Schmidts. And I love the scent, and it's comfortable to wear. It's long lasting, and I'm gonna get a full size of this one because this is the one that I reach for most often. This one has less baking soda in it than the Schmidts, even though it does also have some baking soda. It doesn't seem to bother me as much. So that's my next favorite. I also really like the Pampered Wife, but it's just, I thought it would work better than it does. And this is kind of tied for me with the Ursa Major. Sometimes I feel like the Pampered Wife works better. Sometimes I feel like the Ursa Major works better. I don't know why that is, but ingredient wise, the Pampered Wife is actually cleaner because this one has the propanediol, and that might be a little concerning. So I would just stick with this one. Going down to least favorite, the Speak, because like I said, it has those granules in it when you put it on. It doesn't work very well, and it just smells gross. And then actually my very least favorite would be the Kopari because it burns the most when I put it on after I shave. It doesn't do anything to fight wetness. You feel a little wet when you put it on. It never really dries down. And the fragrance is, who knows what's in that. And we all know that's one of the biggest culprits of toxicity in products. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions about any of them or even other deodorants that I may have tried, or if you have a suggestion for me to try, I would love to hear from you in the comment section below. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. I know I'm going crazy staying at home. I go between complete boredom and apathy and not wanting to do anything to tackling cleaning out the fridge and vacuuming all the drawers out because I feel like I have all this time and should make use of it doing stuff I would never do otherwise. So that's where I am. I'm trying to also pamper myself here and there. I hope you find some time to pamper yourself, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below of how you're dealing with all the coronavirus madness right now. Thanks, bye.